I who shall not be legally named, the declaration of fraud exposed. A global system of deception has been revealed. A fraud woven through every birth registration, every legal name, and every contract tied to church and state. This fraud is not theory, it is structure, a construct of ownership, copyright, and control. Every name registered, every certificate issued is property of the Crown and the Vatican. These are copyrighted entities, and anyone using them, knowingly or in ignorance, enters into fraud by participation. The registration of a name is not creation of identity, but the assignment of a bond, a debt, and a commercial instrument. The act of registration itself is the act of surrender. Through non-disclosure and omission, humanity was bound to contracts never explained and their signatures turned into securities, their births converted into collateral. The birth certificate, long form and short, stands as evidence of this conversion. It is the original bond, the debt certificate issued in our name, creating the illusion of value while in truth assigning debt to the living soul behind it. Those who serve the church, the court, the crown by oath, whether as clergy, judge, or bar members, stand bound to this fraud. Their oaths make them agents of the system that claims ownership over the names of men and women, binding body, mind, and spirit through deceit. All such contracts are null and void from their inception, for fraud vitiates all agreements, and no statute of limitation exists where fraud is revealed. Once known, it is void ab initio from the beginning and for all time. This structure of control extends through every act of registration, marriage, license, tax, property, and identification. Anything registered becomes property of the registering authority. By that act, the living being becomes surety for a dead entity, a fictional corporate person created to serve the commercial system of the Crown. Through these instruments, humanity has been trafficked, its labor and life force monetized. Every bond, every act of commerce draws its value from this deception. Fiat currency itself is born from the bondage of names, the mark of ownership, the mark of commerce, the mark of the beast. The intent to commit fraud is proven by the concealment of truth. Every omission by church and state is an admission of that intent, and every use of the copyrighted name continues the fraud, perpetuating human trafficking under the guise of law. Yet fraud, once revealed, collapses under its own weight. The discovery of deception restores the original truth, that living beings were never property, never rewards, never instruments of debt. The bonds created in their names are nullified, and all obligations returned to their creators. The energy stolen through this system must be returned to its source. This declaration stands as notice. No being may coerce, threaten, or deceive another into association with a registered name. Any such act is evidence of willful fraud and self-judgment. Those bound by oaths to church, court, or crown bear the responsibility of their acts and ignorance alike. The fraud exposed is the fraud destroyed. Contracts built upon deception hold no power once light touches them. The living do not belong to the dead. The spirit, mind, and body remain sovereign and whole, unregistered and unbound. Thus, the great obligation returns to those who forged it. The depths of creation are forgiven in reverse. The living stand as witness, free from presumption, free from ownership, and free from all fraudulent claim. The act itself judges the actor, and the truth once spoken cannot be silenced. By one's actions, one is known, and judgment is immediate, for the act is its own verdict. And the fraud of the name is ended in perpetuity. If you want the long version of this, see the link below.